But now, how do you think that the AI component is going to affect it?
I think we're starting to see glimpses of it. Like even with like predictive text, I think that's going to be a big part of it. I think it's going to get to the point where before you even start texting out a response to something, your phone is going to have like a draft. Hey, do you want to say this? This is something you would probably say. They then followed enough conversations with you to know exactly how you speak, your tone, how you talk to this person versus that person. You know,
Welcome back to the CryptoNoobz Podcast, where we talk about cryptocurrency and the world around it. I'm your host, NelsonRecardo.x, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Lamont Astwood, aka Crypto Lambo.
And on this episode, we're going to be talking about AI and its effect on crypto. So, Lamont, have you heard about ChatGPT's latest model?
Yeah, when I opened up my account, I saw they had ChatGPT 5. I didn't have much time to research it to find out like exactly what's new from ChatGPT 4. I know it's giving me some issues today, so I assume what a lot of people probably are using it. But hopefully they work out their kinks. Yeah, but I haven't gotten like to really see the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 5 yet. Like I didn't use it enough to give my own opinion on it.
Okay, cool. So I did get a chance to play around with it. And I also did a bit of research on it. So one of the things that have changed is ChatGPT 5 is the latest model. It is much more smarter and much more advanced than the previous ChatGPT models. One of the biggest changes is that it's less of an assistant, more of a co-founder. Like when I say that, when I tested it out, it seems to think a lot more deeper and it gives a lot more smarter responses based on what you ask it. Like some of the updates that I could give offhand are, first and foremost, live coding is real now. You could basically say, build me a learning app or flashcards or quizzes, and it will automatically just create it. And then say if you want to create an app, you could actually get the code for the app, take it directly from ChatGPT 5, plug it into whatever your software of choice that runs the code, and it will automatically make that app. Then another thing is that it now can read your emails and calendar. How do you feel about an AI system reading your emails and your calendar?
I think that was in like, I think Copilot used to do that. I guess
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT could do it now, but that could actually be beneficial. I mean, it depends on the type of work you do, but if you're working for a company, it isn't like you're working at the Pentagon or something. Like, it isn't that serious. I don't really care about ChatGPT reading my work emails as much because, like, yeah, I'm not the president of the United States. And I think it could help with like organizing and setting stuff that, like, you could filter what is for you. Like, I had an assistant manager at one of my old jobs, and he showed me his inbox, and he had like 7,000 unread messages. And I've had times where I had thousands of unread messages because it just didn't pertain to me, so I didn't really need to open everything. And I think using something like that to actually filter through your email to see what actually is for you and what's not for you could actually make sense.
I think that it definitely is definitely an assistance. I think it's definitely a benefit because now you actually have these certain programs, these certain AIs that could actually go and assist you on your day-to-day life and really make it a lot more easy and convenient for you. Because it is like having a pocket assistant within
Yeah.
just as you said, it would be able to read the emails and clear it out and things like that. And we're even seeing more of this from something called AI agents. Basically, they are AI systems that will actually execute the work, like how ChatGPT would more or less tell you what to do or give you the instructions.
Yeah.
Some AIs take it further and they actually would execute said instructions. There's even this one thing that happened in news about a while back where someone actually had the AI make them money using Twitter, and the AI found influencers, came up with a marketing strategy, and actually executed the marketing strategy and made money. So we are inside of a place where these AIs are so smart and so capable that they can really execute tasks that we used to rely on humans to do. Which brings me to my next question. So how do you think AI is now changing the game for crypto?
Well, I think it definitely it's definitely a game changer. And a lot of the crypto industry has actually been embracing AI. And I think it's going to definitely help with as far as the trading aspect, because I think it's eventually going to get where it becomes legit because, you know, you have a ton of crypto companies and exchanges that took people money and say, hey, we're using AI to trade your money to get you a return where they really wasn't, right? But I think it's going to get to the
Mhm.
point where they're actually able to use AI to execute trades based on historical patterns, wins, losses of successful and non-successful traders and be able to avoid certain pitfalls. And I think it's going to get to the point eventually where you're not going to be able to out trade AI. I think that's going to be hard for
No.
a lot of the average retail traders. I think definitely it's going to change it. It's going to make the issuance and creation of cryptocurrencies much easier, as easy as it is. And cryptocurrency creation has gotten easier over time. But I think
Mhm.
it's going to exasperate it now. And I think definitely like when it comes to like creating certain softwares and executing certain smart contracts, the use of AI is going to definitely help with that. It's going to make that process much easier, much smoother.
Mhm.
But
I was actually watching a video from Sam Altman today. He was on a podcast, and one of the things that he talked about is that he wanted ChatGPT to, at least one of the things that he imagined is a super intelligence. So this is the word that he used, super intelligence. And for him, this super intelligence would be something that is way, way more powerful than what us humans are capable of. Now, we already know that computers are really smart and they are smarter than us, but it's with this super intelligence, it was able to solve like these complicated math problems that like professional math people, I'm not too sure what the term is, but I'm
mathematicians.
gonna go with professional mathematicians were, and they were able to solve these problems that professional mathematicians were unable to solve. And it shows us like where this technology is headed and where the creators, their mindset is. Now, earlier you actually spoke about the trading parts of things. On a new trend that is happening when it comes to the trading community is actually trading with algorithms. Like I believe that these are now AI trading bots that you're programming and they will be able to execute trades more efficiently and faster than any human. Especially for traders, it's getting to that point where initially inside the market, you would have been going up against other humans. So now, how do you feel when you're going bot versus bot? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what's happening now. It went from a foot race and now everyone's in a car. So it's like you gotta outrun a car. That's not gonna happen. You gotta get a faster car. Like that's basically what's going on here.
I think of it like, even like, and so think of it like how when say you're buying certain clothes or shoes from retail, right? And as soon as like the store drops this particular collaboration that's really popular that people have been waiting months to get. And all of a sudden, as soon as the portal opens for you to go and buy this particular collaboration, all of a sudden, like most of the inventory is already gone. And that's because people were using bots to go and buy the inventory,
Yeah.
right? That's now what we're seeing now, especially with the whole trading situation where it's just, we're going to be going at a way faster rate. And AI even brings that market analysis part to it as well. It isn't just trading. Like various parts of the financial industry is going to be affected by AI, especially within crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna change the game. And I think to continue to work in those fields, you have to know how to utilize it. You have to know how to utilize it and use it to your advantage. It's almost like a weapon, you know. You gotta just use it either for good, for evil, or just use it to have it. Just something to have in case you need it.
How do you think that AI and crypto together might shape the future of finance since we are on that particular topic? Like, what do you think is going to
Um,
be the
that's gonna be really interesting because I think a lot of like the financial advisory and wealth management industry is gonna be impacted.
Mhm.
I think once you will have to know like how to, like I said, you will have to know how to utilize it within your business structure and your models, and you will have to find niches like where the AI or like only the human element could really deal with. Because I think that's where a lot of people like getting caught up and they're losing that human touch of things, and that's something
Mhm.
that we can't really afford to lose as as a society really. But yeah, it's really gonna. I think it's gonna have like AI decentralized funds when they just have
Mhm.
basically different AI models handling certain investment funds and all. I think we're gonna reach that point. It's gonna be interesting to see how quickly that is adopted. because, like a lot of regulation goes into investment funds and all that. And you had people who always like I mentioned earlier, you had people who touted over using AI to invest your money, but they really wasn't. But I think it's going to get to the point where they're actually using it. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting. Much faster transactions. I think that's gonna basically be like you mentioned earlier, where you're competing with bots and they go and they execute trades and transactions much quicker than average human. I think that's going to be a factor. And the
You know,
gathering of information is going to be easier.
you know what I think? No, you know what I think? I think that AI was the missing component to cryptocurrency and its adoption. So this is the reason why I say this, right? So when you think about it, crypto brought the blockchain, right? The blockchain is this decentralized ledger technology that allows you to be able to see your transactions. It's pseudonymous and it's trustless. Trustless meaning that you don't have to worry about trusting the person on the other end who you're transacting with, because the system itself handles all of the various components that makes a transaction secure, right? And we had the trustless and the decentralized part of it already, but what we were lacking was the brain. I think what AI contributes to crypto is the actual brain part of things. Now we actually have something that really would think for us, especially like, say, beginners, right? A lot of people are still trying to understand crypto and trying to see how they can actually use crypto. So now imagine AI coming as that brain to kind of assist you with your decision making and assisting you with making like the best, with good reasoning, the best decisions for your portfolio or your investments or what's not. Earlier, when you talked about wealth managers and these financial advisors, and I'll be the devil's advocate. I'll be the devil's advocate. Why do we still need wealth managers and financial advisors if my AI, my super intelligent AI, could possibly do the same?
No, you definitely, that still is a factor, but when you deal with like wealth managers and all that, that's almost like a relationship manager. So there's something called discretionary management where you have to like, I guess you could say like AI could kind of do it, but you would want someone who's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, some people wouldn't feel comfortable trusting their money with AI, but yeah, I guess you have a point, but you'll have to take like a case by case scenario, different things. But AI could definitely do like IPS, like investment policy statements, look at the different situations and changing situations when you're dealing with clients and stuff like that. So that would be something they'll have to consider. But yeah, it does present a challenge for people who work in that industry, or opportunity for people who work in that industry.
And with that challenge, I do think, so although I was the devil's advocate with that, right? I do think that what it's going to do is it's going to open up a conversation. And I don't think we're going to lose wealth managers and financial advisors. I think that their positions are going to evolve, as in you will be a financial advisor. I love what you said earlier, like a relationship advisor, right? A relationship manager. I do see where they're going to be using AI, and then there are just going to be certain components where the human touch is needed. AI, as I say, as I believe, AI is a tool. It is a tool. It is not a replacement. Now, some jobs will definitely be replaced, but it is a tool that is going to allow us to evolve. That being said, I think that we will just have to learn how to use it, how to make sense of it, and just put it inside of our day-to-day life. 3 practical ways that I could really see it being used, especially within the cryptocurrency industry, of bot trading bots.
Yeah, for sure.
AI will be trading on behalf of people. Another way would be scam and fraud detection. Compliance is a huge thing. Compliance is a huge thing. So imagine like the AI is able to catch on to a rug pull or suspicious activity way faster than you might be able to, which is a huge thing for cryptocurrency, with all these different scammers and things like that, like fake projects. An AI that is able to read based on what's going on, check all of your sources. That's going to be huge. And then once again, as we already did cover, market analysis and insights. Market analysts, investment analysts, all the different analysts. It's going to be huge for the AI to be able to see what is going on inside the market and be able to give you sound advice with whatever happens next.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And it definitely, the way how I see like AI, because I could see AI becoming like an assistant to like, for example, an investment manager or wealth manager or a financial advisor, definitely. But like you say, the human and trust element, that is something that people still want. Then AI can kind of become like the tool, like the assistant for it, if that makes sense. If I'm trying to allocate a portfolio for someone, I could use AI to say, all right, based on this person's age, their income, there are different risk factors that's involved. Give me an allocation. Ultimately, it'll be like the investment. If you're dealing with discretionary management, it'll be the investment manager's decision how that portfolio is allocated. What AI can do is like give you the pros and cons and objective facts about, all right, this person, this is their age, they have longevity risk, blah, 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 right. So these are the things you need to consider. So I definitely could see them using it as a tool going forward. And that's something that needs to be, if you work in the industry, you need to consider that.
And speaking of tools, especially for the audience, I wanted to just give them some examples of AI tools, especially for those who are beginners in crypto. There are tools like 3Commas, which basically is like trading bots. They would actually like trade based on, they would actually connect to your Binance or your OKX or whatever your exchange of choices, and then they would actually execute trades on your behalf. It's the number 3, then commas, and then another one is Crypto Hopper. So these are two just examples of, this is not sponsored, but these are just two examples of trading bots that you could possibly just test out. And then another thing too is tokenmetrics.com that basically helps you with market analysis. It's an AI market analysis tool. So these are just like some examples of different tools that you could use, check out. Or it's not. We'll test them out together, but it just goes to show that this thing is getting easier. And it's either you gonna learn about it and test it out, or what's not, or you're gonna get left behind. What do you think? What do you think that people should be cautious about though, when it comes to using AI or even tools in crypto or finance?
Number one, you mentioned earlier, scams. That's number one, we should always be cautious of. Always be cautious. Like we talked about it earlier, when you're like download, like you're putting your money on certain platforms and they'll try to use like, okay, we're using AI to get this much return and all that. Remember, no return is guaranteed. But AI is really interesting because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's taking all the information. Like, yes, it took pretty much every piece of information. Even if you don't use it, enough people use it from around the world.
Your information already gone.
Yeah. Trust me, I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard OpenAI is thinking about selling to the US government or something.
I'm not sure, but they are in the greatest position to do that if they wanted.
Like, that's basically everyone's information almost to the US government. They know what you into, they know what you're planning.
But hear this. See, when it comes to they're taking your information part of things, right? If you're a user of Facebook, of Instagram, of Google, all your information has been gone.
Yeah.
It's been gone.
But the difference is when you're talking to AI, you usually don't broadcast your conversations online. So you're going to tell AI exactly what's on your mind and how you feel. When I go on Facebook, you know, my words are filtered for the public. You know, I'm not going to talk to Facebook about what's really going on in my mind 24/7, but AI could get it. So they would have I think ChatGPT, the old data storage thing, will have a much more realistic view of how people think. And when they're not in the public view, you know, things like that.
Your deepest, darkest thoughts.
Yeah. Like ChatGPT knows the real you. Like Facebook knows the you that you put out there. That's basically everything Facebook has, you put out there. ChatGPT knows what you really thought about this person or that person, stuff like that, how you think about your job. Stuff you will say about your job, you'll never put on Facebook. But that's just how it is.
And even things that you think about yourself, you know, it really does go deep. It could actually have a particular image of you that is definitely the real you. So how do you think that it's going to integrate into just various day-to-day products? Earlier, in an earlier podcast, you would have talked about how you think we're eventually going to get to a place where every phone is going to come with like a crypto wallet inside of it. right? And we're already seeing that. I actually saw where Solana, I think, dropped a new phone that came with like a Solana wallet inside of it. But now, how do you think that the AI component is going to affect it?
I think we're starting to see glimpses of it. Like even with like predictive text, I think that's going to be a big part of it. I think it's going to get to the point where before you even start texting out a response to something, your phone is going to have like a draft. Hey, do you want to say this? This is something you would probably say. They done followed enough conversations with you to know exactly how you speak, your tone, how you talk to this person versus that person, stuff like that. Yeah, so I think that's going to get to that point. That's like how the payment systems or crypto is going to be integrated on, I think, every phone in the future to pay. I think AI, even if you don't use ChatGPT, I think it's going to get to the point where AI is kind of like becoming your sidekick, kind of becoming your thing. And it's going to be the point where I could really see where if you're having a conversation with someone, AI bot will come and ask you, hey, you okay? I saw you talking to so like, I think on your phone, like, I can really see it. I can see that in the future.
Honestly, I think that it's going to get wild. That's what I really think. I think it's going to get very wild, right? So first and foremost, I think that it's going to get to a point where it's going to integrate inside of our day-to-day life, right? But when I say that, I'm talking about a lot more deeper than it currently is. I'm talking from my phone. My phone, I will have my phone companion, the same way how we used to go and use Google. We're going to have our phone companion. Let's just say it's Tom. Tom will be my phone companion who will be able to get everything that I want done. All of our different products are going to be communicating with each other. Like from my phone, I could probably start my washing machine, and when my washing machine is done, it will talk to my phone, and my companion will tell me, say, hey, your clothes are done, or your refrigerator is going to be like, hey, you need to pick up some milk or what's not. And with these AIs, I think that every AI is going to be like personalized, whereas like each AI is going to know you to such an extent that it's just going to be like you're almost like your caretaker, your personal caretaker. In the finance industry, I could definitely see bank tellers and things like that, especially I could see like bank tellers. We wouldn't really need that many bank tellers anymore because we're already moving to a decentralized place, right? The AI would be able to be already going cashless. So now all I need is to be able to talk to someone to get done something what I need to get done. Given the fact that now money will be able to transact a lot more smoother. A lot of intermediaries won't be needed as much. I also think that some of the in-person people, like you usually would need a bank teller because of the cash and to have like certain queries because you're trying to figure why your money isn't coming through or something like that was not. Once again, it'll be smoother. So there will be less of a need for talking with bank tellers or certain people. Like you wouldn't really need persons unless it gets to like a really high level because all the AIs, all the different bots will do that. Outside of that, I like then robots. I definitely think robots are going to be a part of this inside some type, way, shape, or form.
Let me ask you a question. You ever used to watch Metabots as a kid?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I remember I thought that was so cool. And like when I'm looking around now, I was like, babe, we are not far from Metabots. Like we are not far at all from Metabots. And I think about it like this, right? Like I watch a lot of MMA and I was thinking to myself, I would watch robots fighting. Like, first of all, the guys, it isn't like humans are getting brain damage this time. Like it's robots, right? Who cares, right? Like, like some people pretend to care about robots because they look like humans. Let's be real. Stop being performative. It's a robot, right?
It's robot lives matter.
Yeah, like remember when Kai Cenat and his friends was kicking the robot and all, they play robot. People was online mad. It's like, no, you're just being performative. It's a robot, all right? That robot, that robot's not going through depression, all right? It's like I would pay to see robots fight, and it's like, how will AI work? For example, let me ask you another question. This is where like I show like how I really kind of like anime. You obviously watch Mega Man Battle Network, like
Yes.
Warrior.
Yes,
I'm thinking like,
yes.
Like, remember every kid had like what is called a personal something, like a
A
PET or
net
something.
navi.
Yeah,
A
net
net
navi.
navi.
All of them had like a net navi, and they used to battle each other. They used to send their net navi into their washing machine to go fight viruses and all this.
We
I'm
gonna have
thinking to
net
myself,
navis, bro?
yeah, like, what if I have my own AI and something go wrong? Let's say with my washer or my dryer, and I could use my AI to figure out what's wrong with my washer or my dryer. Like, I think it's gonna get to that point. My AI is gonna tell me like, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to be replaced, blah blah blah. Like, I could see technology go into that space.
But then we'll actually come full circle, you know, because then we'll actually be touching back into topics like the metaverse. You remember we haven't heard that in a long while, right?
Yeah, but you
We
forget
start
that.
remember that was like a huge topic a couple of years ago, and then it just fizzled out along with NFTs, right? But now that comes much more full circle because now we're starting to go back to what you described as net navis back with the Mega Man anime. It would now be like your own personalized AI, and it will be customized based on you and your personality. It'll be assigned to only you, and then it could even do tasks on your behalf. And those tasks could go from anywhere to actually helping you with cleaning and just organization to what about video games, you know, what about solving problems? So these are different ways. And even when you talked about net navis going into taking out viruses and all that good stuff, that was pretty cool. But they were also inside like a internet space, like a whole metaverse. It's even touching Code Lyoko
Yeah,
type levels as well, you
I
know?
remember that.
So
They
it's
used to do the thing where they get the cord and they jack in, right? So it's like we don't even need the cord. We just Bluetooth and everything, hotspot and everything. So it's like,
that's the
yeah,
thing.
that's gonna be interesting.
It definitely is interesting. And even when you talk about your AI, what if you could send your customized AI partner into a particular robot, and now it has a robotic body where it could do certain tasks, and you could just just the same way how we use Bluetooth and we could connect it to your headphones or your car. I could just send my AI persona into various robots that are designed for different tasks. And now I'm able to operate that robot. It just gets to some really wild places the more that you think about it.
It does. And it does get scary. It does get a little scary because it's like, if this thing was to go away, humans will have to go back to thinking for themselves. Like, some people, I remember someone asked a question, say, you ever find yourself doing something, but you was like, how the hell I used to do this before, child? Like, and like, I find myself doing that with some things. Like, wow, I was doing this manually. Like, this is it.
But that is one of the downsides of AI as well, because I do think that it's making us dumber. Yeah. It definitely is getting our minds lazy. That's why I think critical thinking is going to be one of the most useful skills in this upcoming generation. As you would have seen, I made a Facebook post, and inside that Facebook post I talked about how right now people are going to school and training for jobs that are going to be redundant in the next 10 years because of AI. Many people are right now in school really putting in their hard work for these jobs, and they're not going to be here in the next 10 years because AI is going to definitely take them out. Like, this is why I encourage people, all listeners, level up, learn your skills, learn about AI, learn about crypto, learn about how these things are going to be affecting your environment, your life, and just your home, like, and how it's going to be affecting you. Yeah. This is very important, But what final thoughts do you have about AI and just the whole landscape of AI?
Boy, there's a lot going on. It's a lot moving, and it's a lot moving fast. I would tell people, try to get informed. Even if you don't use it, try to understand it. And like, let's say if you work in a job, just ask AI, how can I make myself more marketable with the use of AI? Or how can I use AI to better my position in this particular industry or field? If you want to continue working on that in that field, definitely, I think a lot of people, they really underestimate the power of AI. Like, I know it's a lot of people. Like, I have a friend, she was like, she vents to AI a lot because she was asking me an opinion on something that I told her to ask AI. She thought I was just being petty, but it's like, no, no. Like, if I'm going to a certain event, I would ask AI, what should I wear? based on my size, the colors, all of it. And AI will give you pros and cons of what if you're trying to send this might send a message of that might send a message of this. It's getting like that. Like that's why I say use it like an assistant almost, you know?
Yeah,
But
man. Like
I would still
like
tell you
sometimes
I would still tell you, still try to think for yourself sometimes though. Is several times where it's something relatively simple and I'm like, oh, I got to talk to ChatGPT about this. And it's like, no, it isn't that serious. It shouldn't be that serious. But yeah.
AI definitely is a huge help. What I was gonna say was, I've used AI for so many things in my day-to-day life. Like, I think that we've reached a place where I don't think I go a day without using ChatGPT, and it's usually always well worth the money. But that being said, Ramon, thank you once again for coming on to the podcast, and
No
to our
problem, man.
guests and to our audience. Once again, level up, skill up. Thank you so much for listening. Continue to like, share. Every share really does help us out into giving you even more information about what's going on inside the world of crypto, AI, and even these other technologies attached. So with that being said, you guys have a great night. See you next time.
Good night.